It's nice with the top 4 quarterbacks this year because we got to see each of them play against the best defense in the country in Georgia. In my honest opinion though, of the 4, Levis probably looked the worst. That's not to say he was terrible. There were definitely bright spots, but there was a lot to be asked of his pass game, whereas the other 3 legitimately looked good on tape. Starting out in the Georgia game, I want you to take note of the scenario here. It's only 3-0 to the best team in the country. You're in the second quarter, 9 minutes left, 2nd and 12 in the red zone. So looking at pre-play, the ball is shifted towards the right hash. You have the safety alignment going that way as well. Then based off how they're lined up, I want to say it's 2-man. And the play is just 4 verticals. With potentially, it looks like an option route out of this slot. Now theoretically, with cover 2, both the outside guys, there's technically going to be a hole right here and up here at the top. But as you can see, at the snap of the ball, they both immediately start tailing to their outside parts of the field. With the bottom safety being closer to the sideline, he's obviously going to be able to cover this space way easier than the guy at the top. And as you can see, he sits down on this route right here anyway. So yes, there is a hole right here, but this is a much more difficult throw to make than if he just goes through his process instead of just going with his pre-snap read and just makes his way to the top of the screen where he has all this space to the top left pylon. But instead he makes a bad ball into a tight window for an easy pick for Ringo, who takes it all the way back to the 50-yard line and completely shifts the play and the game, honestly. Because remember, this was a 3-0 game in the second quarter in the red zone. There was absolutely no need to try and force that. From the backside, you can see just one look, makes a decision, throws it. This was all pre-snap. There was no decision there looking at the safety at all. It was kind of just, I trust myself to make this throw, and he couldn't do it. Another drive or 2 later, we have another 2-man look here. And this play right here is one of the reasons I think he's a lot like Carson Wentz, because the amount he stares down receivers is truly astonishing, and I think it's going to hurt him a lot more in the NFL than it has in college. At the snap of the ball, he's immediately going to look to this wheel route matched up against the linebacker, and I mean, it's a good decision, but if it's not there, it's not there, and you're going to see this backside dig does come open across the middle, but he's so focused on hitting this wheel that he just ends up throwing it away, and it ends up a wasted play. There's something here. With his arm, he should be able to give his receiver a chance here, but he's not even looking at it, so he can't even attempt to. From the backside, you can see it better. He just looks left the whole time. There's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, and then just wasted play, throws it away. A little later on, we have another play where he's simply just not patient again. Every single target here is just going to run a little hitch. And at the snap of the ball, this corner is going to drop back. So he's going to relay off this man right here to him, and he's going to shift over that way, leaving him open on the middle because 29 simply can't come down quick enough. At the snap of the ball, you're going to see he looks left for a second, and if he holds this for even half a second longer, he's going to come open right there. But there is a hole in the offensive line that he can just take off through. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but I'd rather see him make the throw just to show that he can do it without having to worry about possibly working from ground zero. It's not like he looked bad all game though. Towards the fourth quarter, he really started to pick it up. This play particularly, we really get to see him show off his arm. At the snap of the ball, you're going to see this safety here is matched up in man against this inside receiver, which is the one he wants to take the shot to. At the snap of the ball, you're going to see the receiver attack the safety's outside shoulder, and as soon as the safety flips his hips to the left side, he knows he has his man. So it's just a waiting game at this point, and with the defender in his face, he throws 50 yards flat-footed, and it is underthrown, but I mean, it kind of benefits the receiver because the safety was over top. It brings him down a little bit, and it's still a phenomenal throw. Now, he did stare it on the receiver on the deep shot, but at that point, who really cares? It's not like the safety is even looking in the backfield there. On plays like these, though, it can really hurt. On this play, the tight end's going to run a shallow cross, and quite literally, if number 10 right here doesn't take his eyes off Will Levis, he can just follow him the entire way, and it's an easy interception. Now, since it's the college level, it doesn't get picked off, but if you do this at the next level, he is just staring this down. This is going to be an interception 100 out of 100 times. Now this is what I want to see Will Levis do more of. Just make the right decision. 9 is going to run a corner, and the motion man is just going to fill in behind him right here. As this corner drops back, the linebacker right here is going to be late to replace him down there, giving the motion man green grass to run. As you see at the snap of the ball, he reads the corner route first, sees 3 dropping back, so he comes back down to the motion man with green grass in front of him. And I mean, it's not a huge gain, but I just want to see him read the field. And then from the end zone cam, you can see his head look up, and then come down to the drop-off. And I just want to see him do it more. At this point in time, they're down 10 with only 7 minutes left. They kind of need something to which they respond by drawing up a shot play. The bottom receiver is going to run a skinny post, the slot's going to run a crossing route, and the outside receiver is just going to drag himself across the middle. Within the first 10 yards of the route, the bottom receiver has his man beat, because if you're even, you're leaving. And then with pressure in his face, he throws 50 yards, and yes, once again, it's underthrown, but he's pressured. There's not much more you can expect from this ball, and this is where the Josh Allen comparison comes from, even though I don't really think they make sense. More impressive than the throw, I think it's the fact that this play needed to be made, and he went out and made it. On this play, we're going to have a levels concept against man, and the second most inside receiver is going to win his route at the top, and then Will Levis, with pressure on him, throws an absolute dart to the receiver's outside shoulder, saving him from this safety coming down who would have absolutely obliterated him. And despite not being a huge play or flashy, I think this was his best play. Towards the end of the game, I think this is a really good example of him just not recognizing something. In the bunch at the bottom of the screen, we're going to have all three of them just come out and sit down with 19 going across the middle. And at play start, you're going to see both these linebackers come in the blitz, leaving the middle of the field wide open for 19 to sit down, but Levis just doesn't look that way, and then 19 wide open middle of the field for an easy first down, but instead ends up in a wasted rep with a throwaway. At the end of the day, he's a project, and that's what he's going to be drafted as, which makes me sway away from him because he's already 23 and he doesn't have the talent of a Josh Allen level prospect.